Under Armour or Kevin Plank to the rescue. We're lucky to have Port Covington coming in online in 2020 or 2021, so looking forward to that. I want to start talking about, if we were to do an interview 5 to 10 years from now, where do you want the company to be, or what are your highest aspirations to where this could go?
The number one thing that I would love to see this company accomplish is to be able to help transform the practice of medicine globally, and to help bring the new classes of oncology drugs to market, and working in a collaborative manner with pharma to bring that next level of immuno-oncology and combo therapies to market, that we're actually curing more patients, and having PGDx as a market leader in that endeavor of working with pharma, as well as having our tests distributed all over the world and being a market leader in that capability. That would be the central item. I think the next would be to have a business here in Baltimore that's public, to be one of the largest employers here in the area, and being a fully operational, contained entity here in Baltimore. For example, we're building out our manufacturing capabilities, and we'll need to secure more facilities here within this year or next in order to do that. It would be wonderful to have, quite frankly, a terrific campus approach to our infrastructure, and to be a large thriving enterprise here in Baltimore, and attracting other companies to come into our ecosystem to build this as a life science hub, if you will, for lack of a better word.
So that's an interesting point that you touched on, which is lab space, wet lab space. That needs to be FDA regulated. That needs, it's a specialized type of structure that needs to be built in order to develop your kits and to get them out in consistency and reproduce them well. Has there been any challenges building out into new spaces? And how quickly can you do that?
Yes, it's a challenge here. Yeah. Lab space is at a premium in Baltimore. This facility here on Boston Street in Canton, we went in here in 2014, had to build out our own wet lab space in order to put our CLIA lab here. Our new lab over in Brewers Hill, development labs, state-of-the-art development facilities, we had to build those out ourselves in order to have these things done. The good news is there is competency here in the Maryland ecosystem in order to do that, right? Because of Hopkins, University of Maryland, and other diagnostic companies here in Maryland as well. So we can get the resources locally and hire those companies to help us, whether it's the architects, the consultants, the contractors and trades and builders to help us do that. We are able to do that, but to your point about time is of the essence, and unfortunately, to really turn something around, it's a 6-month to 12-month endeavor in order to do that. We have our brand new system we were able to get in our labs in about 6 months, but we're still working on parts of the office infrastructure space over there, right? So you kind of have to wall that off and say, okay, this part, we're gonna have the labs operational, and we have to wait to then occupy some of the other parts of the office space until those are ready. And that entire, I think we're due to complete that entire build in May, and I think we started in the June-July timeframe of last year. So almost a year to really take an existing space and transform it into proper facility that meets all the proper ISO requirements, and to meet all the other regulatory requirements that FDA or other health authorities would have.
We're getting tight on time. Is there anything that was not captured in the line of questions that you think best demonstrates the promise of PGDx going forward?
Well, we've been very proud already in the first few months of this year in a number of key things that we have announced publicly. One was the capital raise of 80+ million here for PGDx. Very, very proud of that, and I think it speaks hopefully to the belief that our investors have in us and about our story and our accomplishments to date. Second, we've secured significant intellectual property, which is an important area. And that's one of the reasons why we're here in Baltimore. Because of Hopkins, this company was built on several seminal pieces of intellectual property. And we've just secured another significant area in the field of what's called tumor mutation burden, which is a key area from a diagnostic component, looking at for who are the best responders to the checkpoint inhibitor drugs that are now coming out onto market. And we've just secured that from Memorial Sloan Kettering. So we're putting together a very nice, I would say, IP estate to help secure the company further. And then we just announced this week our relationship with 5' Therapeutics in doing a companion diagnostic collaboration with them in the area of gastric cancer with their molecule. So we're very pleased about the terrific accomplishments we've already had this year, and we're looking forward to announcing significant additional milestones in the coming months of 2018.
Well, Doug Ward, you are off the Budweiser hot seat. Thank you so much for your time today, and very exciting to see what PGDx is doing in the future.
Thank you, Adair. Greatly appreciate it.